Hey, BJ.
What?
All those Marvel TV shows that you've been watching, they're not canon.
What's up, guys? It's BJ the Web Guy. If you like what you're seeing, please hit like and subscribe below. All right. I think by now you guys have probably seen what's been going around, and that is the fact that all of the Marvel TV that we have been consuming, I'm talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all the Netflix shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders. Apparently none of that actually matters. I don't think this is going to be shocking to a lot of people out there, because I think when things kind of happened between Marvel Television and Marvel Studios, I think it was kind of said that these shows now kind of exist on their own. I think Marvel Television, which is now no more, wanted to be tied into the movies. The movies were super successful. Everybody was going to see them. Of course, they wanted to be a part of something like that. And it was really cool when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. launched. I know it was a little rocky in the beginning, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. turned out to be a really great show, and it was an awesome Marvel property, and it gave us some really fantastic characters. Chloe Bennett as Daisy Johnson is phenomenal. Plus, we got more Coulson. We got May. Agent May, for God's sakes. Plus Fitz and Simmons. So many absolutely amazing characters were brought to light on that show. And it was pretty canon until they got crazy on it. They went forward in time, and it was a new timeline, I guess, and then they just were traveling all around space and everything like that. The last few seasons of S.H.I.E.L.D. were pretty wild. And as far as the Netflix shows go, I always assumed that those kind of like were their own little thing, but I never considered them not canon. I know that there were some major things going on in those shows where I'm like, I don't know, maybe we should call the Avengers. But we got the Defenders, right? They took on the Hand. Everything's cool. And they referenced many things that happened during the Marvel movies. If you remember the first couple seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they were setting up Marvel movies during that show. Like, there were direct tie-ins. And they had mentioned it a little bit when you were watching Daredevil, talking about the incident and stuff like that. You saw all the newspaper clippings in Ben's office about the Hulk and the terror in Harlem and stuff like that. So it kind of breaks my heart a little bit to hear that these shows aren't going to be considered canon. It also makes me a little sad because I was really hoping that at some point in time we might get to see some more of these characters brought into things. They're doing some phenomenal work with the shows on Disney Plus. I was hoping that maybe we could see these guys brought back into it, because it's really a shame. We had Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and he was a great Matt Murdock. And of course, you know, we had Danny Rand brought into it, and who thought we'd ever get Iron Fist, guys? Honestly, we're getting Moon Knight now. It's crazy out there. Jessica Jones was phenomenal too. Plus, they brought David Tennant into it. Anyway, that's what's going on. And the biggest thing that kind of confirmed that things weren't canon anymore was the fact that the Darkhold was brought into WandaVision. I think a lot of what's going to happen, though, and how it's going to be explained has to do with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because I think we're looking at multiversal conflict here. These heroes exist, but they exist in a different universe. That's just an old comic book trick. You have something that exists that you like, but maybe you can't quite explain how it happened at the same time as everything else. It's pretty interesting. What I thought was great about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is that they brought us into this ground level world, then they started to bring the Inhumans into it, and I think that's where they kind of lost focus with pairing up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because, you know, we saw and we thought that maybe they were going to explain that Quicksilver and Wanda were Inhumans since they couldn't have mutants at the time. That didn't really happen. It just turned out they were enhanced humans. Inhumans existed on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They had that absolutely horrible show, by the way. Let's just forget that even existed. But yeah, other shows too. The Runaways, Cloak and Dagger. If you enjoyed them, enjoy them. The way that I always looked at the Marvel television shows was that they were your comic book floppy issues, like that you could go every month and get that new issue and the story would continue. And the Marvel movies were your annuals, where you got that giant story and it was just from beginning to end, and it was just great. I guess that's kind of what it is when you think about it in a roundabout way. If you were hoping to see any sort of crossover going on, I think that you can think again, because it's not going to happen. The Marvel television shows aren't canon, and that's unfortunate because they had some really great stuff. So I think just take them as they are. They were tales, they were stories, and we enjoyed them, but they're not going to tie into the major story. I guess that's all the rant I have for you right now. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. I'd love to be able to continue giving you guys content, and thank you for watching.